Well, inventory is up for multifamily homes in Miami-Dade. Days on market are also up, and somehow prices are also up. So is the multifamily market slowing down? Is it speeding up? Is it rocketing to the moon? Is it crashing to the center of the earth? We're going to be talking about it all in this video today so you can be the most informed investor in the whole wide county, okay? Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami-Dade real estate agent, and it's a pleasure to be bringing you guys another update with data straight from the MLS, the most consistent market update channel on YouTube for Miami-Dade at least. So if you appreciate that, if you like the fact that I'm bringing you the data with context, unbiased information straight from the MLS, smash the like button. You know, it costs you $0.00. Literally can't think of a single reason in the world not to do it. Help me grow the channel and bring this information to more people who could use it. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of data today in the multifamily market here in Miami-Dade, which is units, 2 to 4 units, okay? Duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, some people call them quadplexes, all right? Crazy as that sounds now. We're going to be looking at all the data up through March of 2024 because that's the most current data that we have. So inventory and new listings both took decent little jumps from February to March over the past month. Number of active listings, that's our green line there, actually came in at 513 active listings. That's 12 additional listings from 501 in February for a 2.4% increase. Now, year over year, we see an even bigger increase here from 423 to 512, which is a 21.0% increase, up 89 additional properties for sale, okay? Now, new listings came in at 157 down here in the blue line. That's up a respectable 21 properties or 15.4%. Year over year, however, it's up 40 units or 40 properties, I guess I should say, because units for multifamilies could mean doors, right? So it's up 40 additional properties or 34.2% from 117 new listings last year. So from 117 to 157, okay? And you can see that right here, it definitely looks like overall, if you drew that as a straight line, it would be an upward trend since the beginning of 2023, okay? So interesting to note. Now, next graph we're going to be looking at here looks crazy. It looks like one of those Richter scales for like earthquakes and stuff. So days on market, average days on market, and then closed price to original price ratio. So days on market and closed price to original price ratio both increased this month as well. What does that mean? Well, days on market increased by 6 days or 7.4% from 81 to 87, okay? Now, we also saw this happening in single-family homes and condos this month, so, the market feels like it's slowing down a little bit, but what's really happening? Let's talk about it. Year over year, we saw that it was actually down 4 days or 4.4% from 91 days on market. So if you can see that green line there, you can see how the days on market have been going up since the beginning of this year, okay? I can zoom in to help you guys see that there, right? So you can see it's been going up since the beginning of this year, and it was slowing down, speeding up rather, since the second half, the last quarter of last year, we'll say. And then year over year, from last March, which is over here, right? We actually, like I said, had a little bit less days on market from 91 last March, which would have been right about there, versus the 81 that we had here, okay? Definitely, or 87 that we had here, rather. It was 81 in February, right? So things are slowing down in the last few months, but not as slow as it was last year. But overall, days on market are just fluctuating back and forth, sort of in that 80, really 60 to 80 day range, okay? Not a whole lot of conclusive evidence that we can draw from that other than to say that it just really kind of depends because you're talking about 4,100 listings. So, depending on what's for sale and what investors are buying, that can influence that greatly. Now, closed price to original price ratio, we saw that also increased. Now, if you're not familiar with that, all that is, as I increase the size of this so you can see it better, closed price to original price ratio is a percentage expressing the difference between what a property is listed at versus what it actually ended up selling at, and then averaging that across the market, okay? So if a property sold for $1 million, or if it was listed for $1 million and it sold for $900,000, that's a 90% closed price to original price ratio, okay? So it's a measure of how close the sellers are getting to asking price for the final, ultimate sale price. Now, closed price to original price ratio, try to say that 10 times fast, came in at 94.0%. That's up 0.8% from February. Last March, however, the closed price to original price ratio was 94.4%. That was right around here, okay? So a little bit lower now, meaning sellers are getting a little bit further away from their asking price than they were last year, but still relatively similar, okay? Now, next graph here is median sale price and number of sales, and continuing the trend of everything going up this month was median sale price and sales, okay? Both of them went up. Median sale price came in at $680,000, up $17,500 or 2.6% from $662,500 in February. Now, year over year, we're up by a little bit less, 1.1% to be exact, or $7,500 in terms of that median sale price, okay? So last March was right around here. So we're slightly higher than that, okay, 1.1% more. So not a crazy year over year increase, but a bigger month over month increase than what we had year over year, which is interesting, okay? Interesting to see that. But overall, prices seem to sort of be fluctuating back and forth over the last year. Depends really largely on what is for sale and who's buying what, okay? Because when you have a small population, it's more heavily influenced by a handful of data, all right? Now, sales came in at 57 sales, which is up from 44 in February for a 13 sale, 29.5% increase. Year over year, however, we're down pretty decently from 84 sales last March, a difference of 27 sales or 32.1%. That's this blue line here. As you can see, you have this big old January. Really, it was like a December, January, February, March, boom, right up there at 84. And then ever since then, sales have been coming down, down, down. Now, a big reason for that is because, the numbers aren't working for people with interest rates the way that they are, okay? So it's harder to make your pro formas work when interest rates are a freaking 1,000%, okay? I'm being hyperbolic. Obviously, interest rates are not that high, but, investor interest rates for most of 2023 and most of 2024 now have been well over 8%, okay? So it's harder to make the numbers work, okay? And, moving on to the next chart, something had to give. Couldn't have everything be going up this month. Let me zoom out just a little there. Okay, that's good. Something had to give other than going up, which was months of inventory this month. And months of inventory, which is if no new inventory came on the market, how long would it take to sell the existing supply? So months of inventory decreased from 11 to 9 months of inventory, which is a sign of the market heating up, okay? But it is still a normal market, okay? Anything within 6 to 12 months is considered a normal market. Below that is a seller's market. Above that is a buyer's market, okay? Now, year over year, that's actually up from 5 months of inventory last March. So again, things are moving slower in that green line here. When you see that green line going up, that means things are moving slower, okay? That's a factor of there being less sales and there being more inventory, okay? Because if there's more inventory and there's less sales, then ostensibly it's going to take longer for that inventory to get eaten up, okay? So interesting to see. However, seeing that months of inventory has come down, like I said, is a sign that the market could be heating up for multifamily properties. Now, expired listings If you don't know, all that is when a contract between a listing agent and a seller expires and the property goes off the market. So expired listings, however, did go up to 121 from 106. So decent little jump in expired listings by 14.2%. So what does this mean if you're an investor of multifamily properties in Miami right now? What does it mean if you're a seller of multifamily properties? Well, if you're an investor, good news is there's a lot more inventory to choose from, right? As we saw. And then also, you definitely see the fluctuation in median sale price, and you see that closed price to original price ratio is not getting, so much closer to 100%, right? It's sort of still staying around that 94, 94.4 as it was last year, percentile, which means that there are more negotiations happening, okay? The fact that the 94% is further away from 94.4, further down, right, means that there's more negotiations happening this year, this March, than there was last March, and the fact that there's more inventory on the market also lends itself to this idea that, hey, you can go out there and negotiate yourself a good deal, okay? So, when I look at median sale price going up 2.6% in 1 month, I think, okay, well, that's not the most statistically significant thing ever because, well, number one, it's just 1 month of data. You need generally 3 months of data in order to consider something a trend. But also, too, you've only seen 1.1% since last year, okay? So not the most incredible year-over-year appreciation, especially compared to, condos was almost 10% and single-family homes was almost 11% last year in Miami-Dade. So multifamilies staying stable overall, not necessarily trading sideways, but fluctuating or oscillating back and forth within a range, okay? So what that tells me, again, is that there's more inventory on the market, there's more negotiations to be had. It's very important to know what the inventory is, to know what the data is, or to work with somebody who knows what the data is, such as myself, so that you're not overpaying for something and so that you have the most leverage in negotiations, because nothing is a better piece of negotiation leverage, well, almost nothing, than saying, hey, here's the data, right? Because you can't argue with data, okay? So I can't stress the importance of that, all right? Now, if you're a seller of multifamily property in Miami-Dade, what do you need to know? Well, again, there's a lot more inventory on the market, than there was last year. Again, the number of active listings is up by, 21% over the last year, okay? So you have 21% more inventory competing against you. So it's very important to price a property correctly. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting on the market for a lot longer. Hence probably why days on market have increased, by 4.5% by last year, and in 1 month by 7.4%. Properties are sitting on the market longer because people are not pricing those properties correctly. And, if they were, then those properties would be selling quicker because properties that are priced correctly are always going to sell in a reasonable amount of time. Days on market goes up when properties are not priced correctly, okay? So it's super important to price your property correctly. Of course, it's important to have excellent, top-notch marketing, and working with an expert of negotiations and marketing, such as myself, gives you as a seller a competitive advantage against other individuals who are not working with professionals or not working with somebody who is as professional or knows the data or is offering top-notch marketing and accountability and communication and negotiation skills, knowledge of the contracts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I can go on and on. So if you're in either of these two categories and you're thinking about, investing, or you're thinking about potentially selling a multifamily property in Miami, I encourage you, to reach out to me and just have a conversation. No stress, no pressure. I'll give you my, context, my personal opinion, unbiased opinion on your exact circumstance, okay? So we can chat it out, hear, what exactly that you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're thinking about doing, what the numbers say, what the data tells us, and figure out if it makes sense for you to take one particular path versus another. So if that sounds good to you, all my contact infos in the description down below. Regardless, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment down below if you have anything whatsoever to say to me, or if you want to ask me any questions in the comments, feel free as well. It's been a pleasure. I love bringing you guys these videos. I love being the only consistent market update person on YouTube. It's a badge of honor for me, so I love it. And last month it seemed like people really appreciated the multifamily videos, so maybe it's something that I continue to do going forward on a consistent basis. If that sounds good to you, again, smash the like button or leave me a comment and let me know, hey, we appreciate it. Please keep doing the multifamily videos. All right, so it doesn't have to be that formal. You can just be like, great video or whatever, give me some encouragement and I'll know that I should keep doing it. That's the point. All right, so Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.